For my mama nyina mo akwa ba sene munim no edino Dr. Ren Saturday from 12 to 1 p.m. Yene FB solicitors lawyer Francis Ababe Kayensa ye ba betwetwe enkomo ewo hase. Enti abusua mense wo adaje na mense wo mre no mesre wa tap na share your link no. Share the link, share the link, share the link. I think so YouTube, so kindly subscribe to the YouTube channel. Last year week Wednesday, yes, Shenkomobia say now the topic of the conversation, no, everything you need to know about getting a year married a year in the United Kingdom. Now we the part two of the conversation, yeah, twaso. Dimestre wa se wo hwɛ me ɛwɔ TikTok so a bɔmmɔden sɛnea woyɛyɛ no no bɔmmɔden na agya woba a friend say platform no so a if you have any questions or anything just kindly bɔmmɔden na busa and then I will just request now may admit what then you come and ask your question na agya lawyer nso eyi wano ɛwɔ ha sei. Lawyer Francis, I already or a YouTube over YouTube as well. Dr. Ren a TV on YouTube over YouTube I was have come or Dr. Ren TV so Modiana share and also I feel so oh pay a check FB solicitors ye wo a year back in your address here Suite E and F the clock house na yɛwɔ ɛyɛ back in sɛnea mekyerɛ mu your postcode yɛ IG 11 8EQ IG 11 8EQ nti bɔmmɔden ana hyɛ no nso faba me your telephone number is 0208 264 4800 ɛne yɛ office line saa nso ana ɛyɛ lawyer Francis Ahohuni the number is 079 4677 2439 abusua masrɛ wɔ a Bomodiana tap so na momodiana a giant shema program no enko echi emfa maye. Lawyer Francis Enche waba be kamensa na iatwetwe enkomo ewo platform yi so. Timisre wa keep sharing. I see you Frank Scotland for me humo sanso na YouTube nana and so ewo YouTube. Tell a friend to tell a friend. The Legal Digest Hour no Emreno Edu Emreno Unyenya British a year passport. A crime so and a lawyer Francis NFB solicitors evermore no mabua now so unsa aka won krata. And common and a year shall part two. Yeah, to us so every Wednesday, so Wednesday year share how long in advance a year do I need to give notice to get a year married in the UK. Yeshua Wahasi. Yo, Abushia, an intimacy moi. Yen tapu na eja enche lawyer ene ye be share ye dwumedie no ase. So please make actually be say keep tapping, keep sharing, keep tapping, keep sharing, keep tapping, keep sharing. And sakra and son a lawyer aide aba. Yen keep tap, yen share na lawyer ba ɛyɛ na ne share no when you say mo say ne share ne yɛ. So like I was saying last week we looked at questions bit to say how long in advance do I need to give a notice to get married in the UK? And yes answer share do I need a visa to get married or form a civil partnership in the UK? I think so yeah share a friend is saying what immigration status and the requirement do I need for a marriage visa? Yɛhwɛ saa nkɔmmɔ wei nyinaa ɛno nti ɛne yɛbɛtoa yɛn nkɔmmɔdie no so na lawyer Francis ɛba bɛka yɛn nsa ɛwɔ TikTok na yɛde yɛn nkɔmmɔ no yɛde atoatoa so ahyehyɛ so kama. So please Ladies and gentlemen, Yambo Modiana, send you nimino, yen share. Oh, lawyer, what to call?
Oh, sir.
Voilà. The picky one, I was drop away.
Na me so camera no ntina.
Oh, okay. Yes, lawyer them. Jo. Enti TikTok for Momo Modia, na eja yendu show. Share the link, tap, and then let's have a conversation. Ewo ahasi. Why? Lawyer Pom design.
Nyame adom bibia da ne kwan so. Also side
Mr. Nyame adom, bibia boko, bibia boko. Eja ayi, na metete se yesi, womu a mope enkrata asylum seekers no. SCCC the backlog now abro 80,000. Afei nso koraa matete sɛ yɛse visa no koraa ne sisi koraa deɛ yɛ ma break na menim sɛ visa yɛtumi ma break yɛse home office for sɛ countries bi wɔ hɔ a ɔmbɛkɔ break because ɔmahu sɛ saa countries no wɔn aba kurom ha too much wɔn de student visa no aba paa na mesɛ ei na wei deɛ yɛma break wɔ visa ho saa sɛnea ɛba ne saa wɔn nso wɔpɛ sɛ wɔba school wɔ UK na ɛbɛha wɔn lawyer update te sɛn ɛwɔ ɛyɛ immigration ho.
yo me da say dog ntia kɛseɛ kɔma wo ne watiefo ɛna me so me platform no. Say your usual Saturdays 12 to 1 legal digest a drew from FB solicitors. Me a make us a friend lawyer Francis. Now mostly for the past couple of days be a abano abesi no home office edin sakraye kakra aba ama still no ye debate say omo ebeye nsakraye ewu mu. Deɛ wokaeɛ no yɛ nokorɛ in terms of sɛ ɔmo ama break wɔ nkurɔfoɔ countries bi sɛ at least ɔmo hwɛ a ɔmo ama ɔmo visa bebree wɔ UK ha nti ɛwɔ sɛ yɛ slow down na sɛbe they should look at other countries no nti ɛno deɛ ɔmo feel sɛ if they weigh the population of those countries now, it's kind of say a dozen compared to others, Until when it happens that way, they try as much as possible to send a say countries where mugu krum ha dodo, countries where mugu krum ha edodo. But I think say yabobo those countries, some time ago regarding Omoa Yamo visa Omobabe Abedue Krum Hanumu. Ti share updates about in terms of both immigration and unemployment because in America now I will still talked about employment, Mr. T Wednesday, as to changes are ever a free April echo. April there, we can talk about August, October through the year. But before then, we share immigration update we are about regarding House of Commons Committee says end settlement indefinite leave to remain changes must be implemented carefully to avoid unintended consequences. Osha parliament wo krum ha UK ha your House of Commons and House of Laws. In the House of Commons, awone home office, home secretary, So when you're very careful, I say how omo House of Commons, omo committee omo eda nkuku ano. The omo da Home Affairs Committee, one in omo Home Secretary, ni say once Home Affairs Committee wants uncertainty over implementation and lack of timeline is causing unnecessary distress among migrants. Home Secretary say Sebe obey implemented and settlement, which is another way of I was say you feel say who deserve and sana yamawo enya indefinite leave to remain. Now the House of Commons, the Home Affairs Committee, can say I was say careful, ahweye in terms of say bɛyɛ saa adeɛ na ɔmpɛ sɛ de ɛto edwa no. Nti on that note no, tietie Home Secretary n'ano asɛm no ɛna kaa sɛ ɔnyɛ careful sɛ ɔpɛ sɛ wɔde saa adeɛ wei ɛma ne bɛyɛ mmara in terms of say nneɛma a ɔbɛhyehyɛ no make sure sɛ wɔde time beto ho me pese me starting at this time me pese me ye ni say me pese me ye ni say nti no so no abeye bibibia ewo ho no mo ama maybe Home Secretary ni so be kan say ono no pese wo twi kwa achi o pese broni be ka say retrospective start date but if shema anka sabe anka nye bibia anka beboa because na komo manya dadada nyina obesa atwe omo kwa achi ni asa be hwehwe mu tie the short statement bi omo make here or say the committee held a short inquiry into the proposed changes receiving over 5,700 written submissions. It warns in its report that the government should learn from previous reforms that it is more important to get changes right than to implement them quickly. The committee ne won say aban no enhwe yie non compare the abetwa mu kono. Say wo pere no ho eye bibia o de saade we no pere no ho no ya ehun sunsuanso no wa hwe ya ebeye kese nti won to ne bo na sana wo de saade we aba abeto ho no mo. And the Home Office has said that changes to eligibility for settlement will begin to be implemented from April 2026, but has not given a clear timeline of when specific changes will be implemented. Nti nyinaa yɛhwɛ anim, but Home Office a team ho akyerɛ yɛ sɛ by April no wɔn bɛyɛ ho biribi sɛ wɔn pɛ sɛ adeɛ no start a free April ɛkɔ, but as to say time wey first second third yɛdeɛ yɛnim.
Okay.
Nti yɛhwɛ anim sɛ bia by ending of March yi ɔmmɛka sɛ April free that say ɛkɔ no ɛno ɛna yɛde end settlement no ɛɛba. And at the same time nneɛma a ɛwɔ sɛ mo hia a ɛbɛma mo wanya end settlement no. Nti yɛgu so a yɛhwɛ anim as to that Home Office bɛ implement adeɛ no. The Home Office would need to implement significant changes to its system, processes and staffing to deliver its new system of settlement. It is obvious that the Home Office is not in a position to fully implement changes of the scale proposed in its consultation from April 2026. Nhwehwɛmu a ɔmahwɛ ahu sɛ adeɛ a Home Secretary pɛ sɛ ɔde to dwa no end settlement no by April 2026 no. Wɔn gye di sɛ wɔanhwɛ yie a wɔntumi ɛmfa saa adeɛ no mma by April no. All because wɔhwɛ na ɔma staff ɛyɛ aware training wɔn ɛna processing no in order to deliver that system. Nti within a short pace the Home Affairs Committee realizes no. The way a wɔyɛ ne nneɛma no, they believe sɛ wɔanhwɛ yie a obenya lapses, obenya problems, so start sɛ implement sa adeɛ no, which is the end settlement yɛka ɛho asɛm no. Wei nyinaa meka no nyinaa firi Home Affairs Committee, which is Parliamentary House of Commons Parliament Committee ɔmo asɛte a ɔmo hwehwɛ ɛfrɛ Home Secretary anaasɛ ne nkurɔfoɔ ɛbɛbusa ɔmo questions as to deɛ ɔmo pɛ sɛ ɔmo yɛ ɛfa immigration ho. These are the ɔmo assessment and ɔmo report they believe say Home Office nneɛma bi a ɔmo hyɛ ɔmo pɛ sɛ ɔmo yɛ no, so ɔmo ahwɛ ne yɛ a wɔahwɛ yɛ a ɔmo ntumi nyɛ. So ɔmo deɛ yɛhwɛ ma ɛyɛ just advice ɛna ɔmo de ma Home Secretary no, which is the seized report of session 2024-20 to 26 HC 1409. Yɛhwɛ ne deviate kakra because update no maybe say immigration ne asa hwɛ employment.
Yo, any apostle kakrana minchia eye yahwefo mo hwe wo eye TikTok ene TikTok mo numbers no meninje ho kra mesre mo a moma yen share na yen bomodian na yen double tap na yen bomodian na yen frɛ yen nuanom sɛ ye legal digest time no edu ye ne lawyer Francis our free FB solicitors ana etwetwe eye enkomo ye hwɛ eye the continuation, the part 2 of everything you need to know about getting married in the UK. Debia Mubisana lawyer, a crime based in a befaso metimia worry, and a lawyer ba an intimacy more tell a friend to tell a sister, a brother, na yintimi and share video, no musu enya information AB. FB solicitors, yeah, address A suite E and F. Yeah, what the clock house, abonsan, your torso, me and son. Ye kwan back in your postcode near IG11 8EQ, IG11 8EQ. Sanzo and your office telephone line no 0208 264 4800. Lawyer Francis mobile line is 079 46772439. To keep tapping na algorithm no emu MBA. I see you D, I see you Rash Chuke, I see you. John Broby, I see good day, Dr. Ren and Lawyer Francis. Hope you guys are doing well listening at bank or no ATO London Bank here. Lawyer, yen to us, maybe obi busa say me jina bank. See, hey, I brought the other frobia no jina bank, and I'm saying you crudin yo, crudin. Let's keep sharing, let's keep subscribing, and let's keep sharing the information. Lawyer Mbasho, any day more to us, my.
Yo, me say. Yo, another update I make say so Employment Rights Act 2025 changes are Wednesday you start TB and this time it was so from August. Me talking about April changes are which is a few bits regarding Fair Work Agency regarding sick pay and paternity leave and ordinary parental leave. There is changes coming up, which is on the 6th of April 2026. And you do August, and also changes are BBF for trade union ballots. I say, sir, trade union, almost say these changes will happen in August 2026, which is trade union members will be able to vote electronically or in person in ballots for industrial action, union elections, and other statutory ballots if the employer and trade union agree. And after that, the removal of the requirement of a 50% turnout for industrial action ballot can begin. This had originally been expected in April 2026. Your trade union, Jumana will join a Kuokua. Monsono, changes are banise afei deɛ ɔmo betumi ato aba aka sɛ yɛpɛ sɛ yɛkɔ demonstration yɛkɔ industrial action yɛyɛ sei ɛna biom nso no in terms of ɛfa ɔmo nneɛma unions election ne n'asefoɔ no nyinaa no mmara no ɛresesa towards that. Yo, yɛnhwɛ October 2026 changes we should expect. Ebi ne sɛ wowɔ adwuma mu na wowɔ experience harassment yɛnhwɛ the changes they ba. I say employers will be liable for harassment from third parties. For example, customers or clients, unless they have taken all reasonable steps to prevent it happening. This will apply to all types of harassment. Yo, share most of the supermarkets, customers, you were saying, you can say the customers are always right.
Yes. The
Mr.
Taikapa.
Emrane Sisa, October 2022. Sanya bia who sales department, who customer service, na customer be eba no be rude to you. I was say employer no acted towards that. One acted towards that. Who no yetre won obetimi take the employer up for harassment.
Wow.
That is the new changes ever.
Yes, a customer not always right. No, this year need until a year the court a year judges. So.
Yes. And I say employers will need to take all reasonable steps to prevent sexual harassment. Current law says reasonable steps. And I would say employer na who employ a man for na sebe employee ne kase obi harass no sexually ne na say for no one take reasonable steps nipa no betumi assume nipa no ɔyɛ saa no ne wo employer no.
Wow.
Indeed, these are the changes in terms of harassment ever. Yansha or say a change to the law around non-disclosure agreement is also expected. This will void clauses that would prevent workers from alleging or disclosing work-related harassment or discrimination. The date of this change is not yet known. Inti yen kama sem papa biya. And I be almost no your friend be taping. I don't know, sir, Dr. Rain, what
Yeah, tipping, yeah.
Yeah. So tipping law will change in October 2026. Employers will need to consult with workers or their representatives before creating a tipping policy. Update their tipping policy every 3 years. America for any pesa idea pa oko restaurant na yeserve at the end of the day or no utuaka purposely or I be a friend of culture in America. You have to pay extra as tipping.
Yeah.
Till at the end of the day, sales on me, that tipping, a call for a mass staff or more year, you might that very day,
Yeah, and it's a tip in me because I heard you bad remember say Okravan no ko tipun regu obi fie and one sem na yeka. And yes, I tip in the eka. So what restaurant there be a what could you na be a wo tip you obi mo be tip. Send your Ghana attack and my money tip.
Yeah. Indeed, that is how it's going to. Yeah, but almost person say we employer making sure say what the policy about taping in place. And I will say we review every 3 years. Another changes are by most important. They are making say employment tribunal time limits. Employment tribunal time limit. I say time limits for making a claim to an employment tribunal will increase to 6 months for all claims. The current time limit for most claims is 3 months. This will change in October 2026. Sir, unya issues when wo employee-employer relationship, na problem about. I was so go through procedure. Yeah, be kind of pre-action protocol. Ebi ni say I was say employer no try say or best solve issue no by calling for disciplinary investigations and all these things. Now say still no neoma nko yie now wo employee no obe contact nkofoko bi a from acres. Omo enso be case no. Inti say acres hwe no mo fo say wo prospect in winning your case in employment tribunal. And now say who say why a pre-action protocol ni bibia na wie na still no understanding number. Obe issue reference number would be apply through employment tribunal. And yeah, Sadia way no, it has to take within 3 months current law no. But changes are from October 2026 and it's 3 months no. I thought there be a bimun process your case inti yeah the idea be cost 6 months instead of the 3 months no. Inti efa bebre no it will benefit the employee when you asem ewo adwuma. Yo, yes, ensure a couple of things are changing, which is the
Lawyer Jinasu
January
kakra mame na menkai
2027.
lawyer Jinasu kakra na menkai ahwefo say message wa wo hwe mo TikTok please power tap na share efamaye. Now for instance our question be efa immigration na subject eba bedi ho komo yi everything you need to know about getting married in the UK. Obetimi request I will accept you know abisa lawyer Francis or question. Lawyer Francis edi enkomo for immigration ho family law ho wuti krom ho a won krata na so uni baby adu ti beto council ho dan ensensem bebre litigation lawyer Francis ebe modiana waboa one FB solicitors ebe modiana ya boa na onso wonsa aka okrata anase problem a face no ya solve at the amount. Yeah, office telephone lines near 0208 264 4800. Lawyer Francis number is 079 4677 2439. Mr. Wa, so obi frel no catch also free FB solicitors na lawyer Francis na asman say eja wo case a wo deal no one na be deal ama na say or send bibi ama or WhatsApp show phone so na click ya Mr. Wa men click one hwe ya na o click pe watimi enya access to your phone. Nipa boni fo bi de omo ho agimo they are using the good name of FB solicitors ejuma pa ye no omo so e de omo ho afrem to yenye ahweye announcement yi ekoma ye nyina ebiem mesewa ofre lawyer Francis na opese oboawa you book for consultation enye free enye lawyer me question ba ko bi o mesewa that is the reason why this platform what created the amaye into your questions come and ask nyene nyina nso no betimi adom wasuko ebu wo ho a be refer se modern na book consultation ababe hu no and then come a ye di message here pa because amafo bebre no mabusa ana meti krom ha na me wo metumi aware me requirements no mefa so nya me nkrata there are so many ways how to be nya nkrata in UK. But you see, lack of knowledge, the people will perish. No, they are questioning mommy, or they are questioning papa, no wafa bi. O papa bi no ye bay for, o mommy bi no ye bay for. Wow, bay for ni say you are not a year preview to a year knowledge, ye share, and in a day, ye share be wahasi. Timeshe, take a year advantage of this a year great a year conversation. Why? Lawyer Francis, but a year update.
Yo, me da say dog. Yo, dear Andrew, so under the Employment Right Act 2025, changes are eba unfair dismissal. Unfair dismissal.
Mm.
And it's saying almost say from 1st of January 2027, hopefully next year, no.
Mm.
Protection from unfair dismissal will become a right after 6 months of being in a job. Currently, someone must have worked for their employer for 2 years before claiming unfair
Mm.
dismissal. The limit on the compensatory award for unfair dismissal will be removed. I think that currently is about 75,000 or so.
Mm.
Yeah. So what it is the American no say from 1st of January 2027. Sir, yeah, pamu free wajumem, which is unfair dismissal. At times, yetimika say because sir wunye ejuma endru 2 years, untimi take employer no up
Mm.
into employment tribunal by
Mhm.
going through all what I've already discussed, ACAS and that. But from 1st of January 2027, at
Mm.
least, Imrani Babe Sisa, what me
Mm.
a juma at least after 6 months, ube to me at the employer no ako employment tribunal for unfair dismissal.
Okay, there's a train for 2 years, Libya.
There be which is
Mm.
from 1st of January 2027. Honam Rani Besisano.
Okay, there's a CCA Mran and Sisai
And sister, see, I was serve for 2 years and sana.
and Sana. Mm.
Yes. Because I think it's consecutive for the Besisano.
Mm.
Yeah.
Omo de say
Inti,
obeka to say boy adwuma no ti no. Mm. Mm. Oh yeah.
yeah. Yeah. Inti, that's Nyoma, me say sending so. Because mostly, and I almost say, na ye wo cap, and I say ye wo sabi, tebuo bi wo sika, ye
Mhm.
wo, and I say, we new case under the unfair dismissal na. The yeah was a employer no etria. Almost say from 1st of January 2027, econo. Omubeyi saadie no every ho. Inti
Mm.
sika no betimi akọ n'anim bebree for unfair dismissal.
Mm.
And a bio so dismissal and rate high. Dismissal and rate high. Yebe pamoni asa akase yasa fa obiom.
Mm.
And it's saying changes are ever. Dismissing someone, then rehiring them on worse terms and conditions will become an automatically unfair dismissal in most cases. This
Mm.
is sometimes known as fire and rehire.
Mm.
This will change on 1st of January 2027. This had originally been expected in October 2026. Nankomo expected adeɛ wei no bɛsesa from October 2026. But sɛna
Mm.
nneɛma si kɔ no, ɔmo ashifte ɛkɔ 1st of January 2027. Anyɛ bia obi tumi ka sɛ, oh, mayi wadi. Employer
Mm.
ne tumi ka, na wasa
Mm.
aba, wodɛ, me ara na mekae sɛ mayi wadi, saa bra.
Mm.
No answer with terms and conditions, no contract, and BBR for fraud. I know, say a lot of things going through employer-employee relationship
Mm.
because out of the contracts, at times, not and papa. But because
My
why
very
desperate,
casual this casual work so on your permanent that.
which is the agencies, no, and no,
Mm.
there are a
Mm.
lot going on, and Tina changes be no.
Mm.
Yeah, share increased pregnancy and maternity rights. The act will strengthen protection against dismissal for pregnant women, workers,
Mm.
and those returning from maternity leave.
Mm.
This will happen in 2027. And there be
Mm.
also bereavement leave.
Mm.
Bereavement leave. Ebi a hoka for every month. Yeah, share the changes are ever. There will be a new right to statutory
I
bereavement.
know you ho kafo nko a wo ma me wo papa wo fa bia nka wo nana bia nka ho.
Yeah, sure for now. Yeah, na omo catch you say esno bia employer bia ne number of relative person we dey come.
Lawyer, somehow can Teresa said, it's so sad that my son has been in the agency for over 1.5 years recently. They've asked him not to go to work anymore.
Oh, employer the baby bia na what the law no chichire wo. Once woman chairman then do 2 years. In this case, want to mean funny case in call employment tribunal.
I'm running Buano.
Yes.
Employer no.
Yes. But 1st of January 2027, a best sir. Sir, nipa na ye adwuma for even 6 months kra na. Sabi obetimi taking the matter up for unfair dismissal.
He said the way employer and dismissing call for baby. You see they're two about betcha.
Yes.
And I be brave.
Yeah. And I tell it's about time think I was saying when you started that.
Ghana, we di casual work about 10 years near few. Now you're permanent.
I say more.
Joe. Abusia, yene FB solicitors na etwetwe nkomo lawyer Francis ana wo ni mesre mo a TikTok, if you have any question ewo eye nkomo ayedi abomodi ana for her lawyer eye mrenim ni ekese pa wo United Kingdom awoboa Ghana ye community to teach you ama yenuanom ani nkrata so wo monsa aka wo mudi no metimi go about their daily activities. Lawyer, amenka se bienra. Na me free Kent na me ko akosra menu kuma etiman drive me fa public transport tina me fa bus and some makofa train. Like, could you believe say me full bus the next stop no omo mo ya police for see omo full bus na catch a bus driver no say the next stop wonjina na emanim be doors no the next stop no jina na ba kujina first entrance no na ba kujina second exit no na mo na miensa na ba ko full top and o checking for IDs you will say question lawyer asem ne back there but san e ka amanfo be feel say oh e bia ye dey per customers no they be makajo so winning crat e mo akumentu na mmom no pekwan abefa so benya lawyer beboa lawyer betumi recommend the FB solicitors enra agra nipa 8 bus nim ya twiomu sifo na ya mama sifo mo there was not another van was following us van no enye immigration van enye police van it was just undercover van and ye twi wo mu nyina kogu kan menim bebi a ede wo mo kode bebi akro no ekono lawyer emu yehu but law no so no there are exception any ekwan a eda ho amanfo timi lawyer to say lawyer Francis etimi fa ho etimi boa ema wonya won krata and one of it maka kire mo say na woni krata minia Ghana chiwade enye UK chiwade sase mo me ka kire mo amom me betimi begina me bie mu too much. What I say right John Bro say me 100% right. Me ntimi begina me bie nsem ni nyina mu. Minim sa Ghana ni no onye dipa boni ni adwuma ntini e bae. Na adwuma no so ansa na benya no gese wonya nkrata. That is why I say look fa wo kwahye FB solicitors taban kese na se ne mboa wo. Sangofo 8 nwotwe a FG wo mu so many lawyer won beti wo mani papa me say the ekos wo you can esen iso ice the so mo de mo ye dede na ye hunu wo mo aha na ye slow but show omo ba ya no waka che driver no police papa no driver no din kuma no next stop mu gina afi oba na we get down now. Where do you live? Do you have the name? What's your name? Papa, date of birth. And no akeko, and no gadgets. That's all gadgets. Gadgets ni bi wa o ma o ye tom print say pine. E guswa o ID bi bia. ebeba.
Ebediaba.
Lawyer, enra de course no, I'm say, hey, Yankopɔn bɔ Ghanafoɔ ho ban. Nti mɛsrɛ mo abusua, yɛnhyɛ video no, ɛma yɛn nua no bi na yɛmboa wɔn no nso nya wɔn nkrataa. Nti lawyer, na mbɛ sɛ mede fam na agya wotoa nkɔmmɔ no so.
Yo, me da say, yɛhu bebree a ɛrekɔ. Say police for the omo first na nanka immigration enforcement. But say police for the omo agim. But ena ya ye ka no, ye ba ha ne ye ka ya na bi mo feel say oh lawyer tu yakoma, lawyer hwehuna yen. Anyway, yen kasa bebree. Mame ntoa de ye ka ne so 0 hour and low hours contract. Changes by saying workers on 0 hours and low hours contract will get the right to guarantee working hours if they want them. This will happen in 2027. Tis 0 hours nearby and consecutive for the buy, Labour government say obesisam from 2027. And a biomo no way me be say a cancellation and answer reasonable notice of shift and answer whereby compensation for cancelled shift and non no. Workers will have the right to be paid if a shift is cancelled, moved to another date, or cut short by an employer. This will happen in 2027. All these things, problems are cause employment section, Inti omo pese omo de imrano set up straight for each and everyone be aware. And a reasonable notice of shift. Employers must provide reasonable notice of shift and changes to shift. This will happen in 2027. Be careful, you say, oh, yama 1 hour notice. Kone cover hanumu. Imrana ebane si debi. It won't work that way. Man, reasonable notice. And yes, some shifter was say will catch you in advance. And a flexible working. There will be an amendment to flexible working law in 2027. If an employer rejects a flexible working request because of a genuine business reason, they will have to state the reasons from a list of 8 acceptable reasons. Explain why they believe their refusal is reasonable. Yo, wohwɛ employers bi wɔ hɔ a wokɔ na wo ne ɔma yɛ adwuma kakra na wopɛ sɛ wokɔ for flexibility a yɛsi daabi. Mmara na ɛba no, nsakraeɛ a ɛba ne sɛ ɛwɔ sɛ employer no wokyerɛ die nti a wompɛ sɛ wobɛma wo employee no ɛbɛshifte akɔ flexibility. Ti wohwɛ ma sɛsei most of them employers have to make sure say womu embrane so. Starting from 2027. Yo hana yade ye update employment section ABC.
Yo lawyer, mame na wase na menka o say wo question be a request na lawyer ebeba modia eyi wano. Lawyer, me share last week Wednesday share everything you need to know about getting married in the UK. We a part 2 year to comedy and so. And I mean, Kyle say, maybe I will show maybe let me know where you are watching me from. Me say Scotland for me say a bank for a shemi Sanso and a Woolwich and a okay, I say Thames Mead. Okay, Thames Mead. All right. Also shemi is a Kent for a shemi lawyer. Yɛnhwɛ nkɔmmɔ a yɛhyɛ aseɛ last week na wɔyɛ so no. I said, what documents do I need to give notice at a registrar office? But before I because our question, so I could be to me about a tougher and I know the issue.
Yo, me da say Dr. Rain, yeah. Share UK mra no, and I say UK, sena womo pese u follow or mumra na. There are so many things wa approach ni careful. ebetumi ama uhu achiro
Mm.
wo nkrata woni nkrata sen na ese woye efa se opeso ware wo UK hanum a ni nyina no say wo approaching with careful because the atn say changes are no in terms of so opeso ware wo krom ha no and it say e wo say wo nkrata ansa na wa ware ewo krom ha and I was say woman notices to him I say in order to get married in the UK or enter into a civil partnership in the UK the majority of people must give at least 29 days notice before your ceremony at a local register office, which is a register of marriage office. Giving notice at a registry office essentially means that a couple give notice of their intention to marry to each other. To do so, you must have lived in the registration district for at least 7 days prior to giving notice. Yo, deɛ teɛ ne sɛ deɛ maka no tenten no aseɛ kyerɛ sɛ sɛ wopɛ sɛ ɔware wɔ UK hanom a at least ɛwɔ sɛ wobɔ registrar no amanneɛ woma at least 29 days time a ansa na woayɛ wo marriage ceremony no. Woma yi 29 days no ɛbɔ ɔmo kɔkɔ which is the notices no ɛma wɔn ɛyɛ publication of mo bans no which is sɛ mo pɛ sɛ mo ware nti on that note no ɔbɛma the public be aware na ansa na abɛyɛ wɔ saa adeɛ wɔ nya no ɔmo si ɛwɔ sɛ watena saa mpɛsoa so no which is the district na okɔ akɔyɛ saa awareɛ no for 7 days. Ansa na wɔmatumi afa wo matter no up. But there are a lot of things involved. You for in terms of immigration status requirement for a marriage, yeah, and also pop it out, which is, sir, you will need a visa to enter the UK to give notices. Get married or form a civil partnership unless you are a British citizen or Irish citizen, or you hold indefinite leave to remain or settlement, or you have a pre-settled or settled status under the EU settlement scheme.
It's a lawyer, the old can in so we were EU. Now obe rem krum ase no kra 6 months visa ni bia. No, enya de wetumi anya ware.
There be. But quickly, say EU for no mbeba na ombewremu no. I was say as soon as possible within the 3 months, we EU settlement scheme to get a pre-settled. Obviously, so man 6 months in the bar. No, bro.
Okay, so within 3 months, and then why any pre-settlement?
Yes. Yeah. In order to get a pre-settled, so person warrior, not their worry.
Okay. Now, no, no, nipa na ono ye EU ni na waba be real krum ha. No, why any when you pre-settled status no. Ono no betimi aware me fan se bia obi o Ghana ni ono oni nkrata. E wo krum ha na ye.
I'm afraid sir want to meet because I know sir Mranes sign which was 31st of December 2020 no. So on that note wo na winning nkrata no Ghana ni no say wo fie na wono no ebeye entry clearance abefa wo aba.
Okay. In the UK, in the CC, no cases you say, so we Ghana new, so we EU new. Na say nipa baku ni nkrata our reigning no you have to go back to a friend is saying be a crowd free so now call yes our no answer na wetimi asa back to a crony.
Yes.
Okay. Yo. Lawyer to us way and answer question.
Yo, intina ubisa evidences required, sir, Obama notices, in terms of the documentation wise. Yeah, because almost share, sir, asema wo kano, ampasa uwo krum hanumo, in order for you to at least as evidences to show say ampa ubetimi aware wo krom ha no mo. Ebi ni saying you must provide evidence of your name, age, nationality, and address, such as passport, birth certificates, driving license, utility bills, bank statement, or tenancy agreement or mortgage document. All because it was some year be a friend of background checks with the Home Office. So omo this information we nyina na no na boa wo mo mo de koye sa checks no mo say anya bia no wo nkrata wo krom ha no. Ubetumi aye aware. Because enye sa de ya hu ni say edru wo say we ceremony na Home Office enforcement team e de omo van na besi ho. Anka e was say ye wo enjoyment day no, it tends to be a sad day.
You may kiss the bride, nobody answer their detention center. And they say, when to me and kiss your bride, no, a buckegu, scanner she.
Timmy Mon when it comes to sell person worry UK Hanuma.
Jo, lawyer, yenko a question a tosso. Or say, does the registrar of marriages need to inform the Home Office? Registrar no a wobɛhwɛ awareɛ no so no. Ɔwɔ ho kwan anaasɛ ɛho behia sɛ ɔbɛinform ɛyɛ Home Office anaa?
Yo, Imran say registrar. I was say inform Home Office near your background checks about nipa no. Inti obviously I was say inform Home Office.
Hey, and yeah, yɛnhyɛ so. Why? Ode visitors visa ba na sɛ ebia sɛ bio kwabena British citizen a adwoa wokɔkɔware a wahwɛ ne yɛ bɛde wobɛkɔ akɔto detention center. Eti yɛnhwɛ ne yie, yɛnhyɛ ne nso. Are there risk factors that may trigger a Home Office marriage investigation?
Yes, there are, because if they're suspicious about your marriage, in terms of say, what they with details registrar no the woman, they realize why you overstay. You are illegally in UK here, and now say criminal records, and I say what committed criminal offenses. On that note, a Bema and answer whether a person has previously obtained leave or sought to do so on the basis of deception. A basana a ma womo ekase ye here clarification. Tanya Biano, ready for investigation, marriage investigations by conducting interview. And on that note, in a basa, obviously, a Bema Home Office, I started put two questions and picking up information. If possible.
What taking me question? My next question, no cry now answer. Now can the Home Office investigate my marriage and why? It will be okay. The my for question into a natural lawyer. You could slow, prof.
Questions no.
Minim say Woody a friend is a brown flakes and now say Woody Weetabix sauce and now say yes slow the down kakra. Until lawyer mami say can the Home Office investigate my marriage and why?
Home Office can investigate, yes. And why? Marriages involving non-exempt individuals may be investigated to ensure they are genuine. Because of the word sham marriage, ama say Home Office any other kakra. All because they realize in nti amanfoɔ enter into our ear. Maybe I know money but it's just mmara ne ma ho kwan Emma mo Emma Pekeo and Kase Wawari any sham marriage. And
Wow.
no thing our investigations never on. And our investigations on be ya BP and a betri Sadia number and a mebu boss no.
Mm.
Why overstay? We are illegal. Why deception? Why create or criminal offense? No. Who say we are desperate to find a way of getting in Krata a Wukruma. Our year could be one of them.
Lawyer, yen hwɛ saa deɛ wei yi o. Mpɛn pii no ya na yɛn nuanom Ghanafoɔ no bi ka sɛ, wode awareɛ no ebi a abɛɛma no wɔ nkrataa, ɔbaa no ni nkrataa. Yɛaware, yɛsɛ me nkɔ fie. Ɔbaa no sɛ efie no a mekɔ no wanhwɛ ni a mɛkɔ akɔkyɛ. Because ebi a mebaeɛ no mede visitors visa ne baeɛ mabɛtena mu a ebi a 10 years anaa mabɛtena mu 5 years. Wosɛ menkɔ yi. Anaa mabɛtena mu 15 years. Wosɛ menkɔ yi. Wanhwɛ ni koraa na mekɔ nso koraa na likely sɛ yɛ file biribiara mpo anhwɛ ni yɛ nkrataa no koraa yɛnsa mfa mma me. Ada instance bi wɔ hɔ a ɛtumi ba ne sɛ ɛyɛ genuine marriage deɛ but nipa no kɔ fie. But ɔkɔ fie no so koraa no ɔapply no visa ne nsa nka.
Yo, there are a lot, but when it happens that way, it's best mubehu lawyer.
Mhm.
The entire America say before say obetu ne nine a free hanumo akofie ne yako yen application ne asisa abano. There are so many things involved. Ayi sikasem ye one.
Mhm.
Ayi nipa na obe sponsor no ne documents nso ye two.
Mhm.
Ayi in terms of say nipa na oye saa de no our genuine intention behind it ana. Because me who be the intention happen you know e ma nipa ne koka wa Ghana. Wa jisika na di o. Inti ena menka no say wo say mu hu lawyer. Na lawyer tintim contract e ma munya we say wa obebu mra ne so no say ni say.
Na lawyer o meba o. Eti saa nipa saa no. Wobɛsie saa nipa saa no. Question ne sɛ yɛmfa ne sɛ nipa no ɔyɛ bɛrima. Ɔyɛ disabled. Wɔahyia ɔbaa bi ɛwɔ ha. Ɔbaa ne ne nkrataa. Ɔsɛ ɔbaa ne nkɔ fie. And on the process, no lawyer ban saa. Do you begin it from here? Ana nipa ne bɛkɔ. Anaasɛ nipa ne kɔ kodua. Na nipa no ɔkɔ a ɛno no ɔbɛyɛ dɛn? Because you say ɔkɔ plane ticket no. Is it self-removal? Anaasɛ yɛ remove no? Take us through that process because yɛn nuanom bebree na are scared. I've got some people coming into my inbox. I'm sure lawyers' advice ni good. Nanso fie na yɛrekɔ no. What is the assurance? Me and me try me plane ticket na me call Ghana. Anaasɛ ɛte sɛn.
Yo, when it comes to our real issues, your Human Rights Act, which is the right to family life, Article 8. Inti happen that way, say nipa no owning krata no, so no till the word voluntarily go home. Better than say ye betche no, ye didn't be say plane mu, ye didn't go. No, home office to me ban for 10 years.
Nti sɛ nipa no woka sɛ ɔno ankasa voluntary sɛ ɔno na ebetwa ne plane ticket sɛ ɔrekɔ fie.
Yes.
Okay.
Into no anya saa deɛ na the chances of getting back no great. So no anya near the ne kwa nneɛma bebree timi si sɛ bia ɔpɛ sɛ ɔba back.
Nti Mami ni kunu a opeso ware no ye disabled. Mami so okay voluntary me a metwa me plane ticket meko. Nti lawyer na ho no fire code through. Dear na papa ne be process na be man be ase wa ha anase obehya ase wa Ghana.
Ye bedi ka hwe e wo se ohun lawyer. Ni ye di ka hwe requirements a obetumi meet.
Okay.
Financial requirement, relationship requirement, accommodation requirement, English language requirement. English language no crowd the applicant needs will meet it. But when it comes to accommodation, I will say we'll sponsor no you meet it. And when it comes to financial requirement, I will say we'll sponsor no we meet it. The relationship is between both of them. To get a marriage certificate. Into all these things, as a lawyer, no, that is where I'm going to start from.
Joe. Na lawyer enhwa de nipa ne kodu Ghana, oba ne kodu Ghana. Eyese process ne sha ase anase ye wo bosumi bi ana month bi ana afe ansa na process no etimi asha ase.
Yo, so oba ne kodu Ghana. Ono na ye ba be ware na free on ma. I was say ono so Ghana mamre no ene emra na ewo ho no. I was say odi so in terms of say obe kwa kono so ba kobo authorities amane say opeso ware.
Eti we no na me bisa says eno no owo bosumi bi a se Daniela meba ho sisi a
Yes.
na
Ghana law no. And also no, there is a publication of the marriage bans. And also no, I was so acquired data inquiries for them to do that.
Yo. Na me
And
che
some
say
was said date, Amba Bema no, free UK aba. If they want to go marriage ordinance.
let's say kan ye kano in the end no nipa no ehon kafo no ti UK a eso no su tu kwan.
Yes.
Lawyer, my name is a question. You a question.
So, so make yourself free, German war, Berlin. If you have to, madam, I say, and I lawyer can hear the credit. So, person, who know you, Hannah, who need to turn up a so called 2 things. Madam for BAB, or Kafi, we need depending upon what they more and then mutation and the duty. And the madam for so you also acquire no, yet. True, and for one or Musso, Uncle Gan, and then you cannot want that way. I don't pay when from back. It depends. And you once and take about first one saying, not if I'm not sure I eat you no job basic. So that's a boy. I'm a boy in coffee, boy, I got coffee, bear, 10 years as 8 years. And I think one is no nipa no oba omu ya memo o broni emma second one not broni pan so here papa no the baby o ti papa so to o kwa no nka wa wa lo ha na bai so tu wa no onko guarantee no ko na ni mti no na broni ni ti e kira so onko so mu ka ha wa onko le china na do ye kan the papa no for 10 years won ti mo ko mu wa 10 years na so not ya ndi no so akụkọ ya ọkọka ya n'ofu isi ọkwụ dịka na broni ni kaa so nkọ ndị broni ni kura kọ aba ọkọ ji eyi no afọ ni kat ekata sị daki a ọbẹwari no kata na ọbẹpẹ ndị onye na chi di na broni ni si ọnụ anọ pẹ no ndị depends on.
So Daniel, now I say yo, yes, that say a contribution. Senior Daniel kind lawyer. Eti na question na me bisa no answer about the last 2-3 questions na me bisa say nipa ne kodu Ghana ye what time frame bi a obetumi ahya ase for the process and so koye na semfa ne say bi a oba ne tu and oba ne voluntary we free Ghana akwa kodu okodu ye na no kwasiada no ne 1 week no wahye ase obetimi ahye eye aware ne process ase anase se busumi beto so busumi mienu anase ye ni bibi sa
Yo, Osha, Ghana warrior no, you will move 3 types of marriages. Normally, tembia ye come wasem. Enti, upese will start with that processing na. Agreement ben na mako decide say, and I say, our time ben na me decide say mo pese mo ye. Which is in summary, your marriage ordinance, your customary marriage, and your Mohammedan marriage. Inti based on that, ebia one insist I was say with this. So choosing the type of marriage, will determine how the process will go.
Okay. Which means nipa no kona obetimi ahye ase.
Yes.
So enye say be a home office because say unya voluntary no u free kro no akwa ye ma obosome ana 2 months and san why your process and san why shall this a year will process ase to come back. All right then. Okay. Yo. Lawyer, a friend is saying, can I have a legal representation at a marriage interview?
When it happens, say your friend for marriage interviewer, the can say it's best to add your lawyer to go with you. Because home office the moment I'm being invited for marriage interview, now they suspect something. So on that note, they're going to find a way of denying you everything. But lawyer Timubia, they are extra careful. Because lawyer never taking note. Obe make sure said your can so bet me a record recording. In case of more refusal, na a cockota, na lawyer the evidence about say interview no na meeting be. Say na home office busa my client and say na my client in the car. There's a judge or a third party no. Obe say obviously. But who didn't throw. It is best say I was a lawyer a representative or come home for the interview.
Joe, what to expect at a home office a marriage interview? Dear na me expect it was our interview working.
When it comes to marriage interviewer, home office are structured in such a way say there are a lot for them to ask you. But Ushema experience they will ask you something regarding the background to a substance of their relationship. So, a kwambe na mushia normal saba, the general background of family and immigration history. So, wunim say we oha for no ninkrata, then oba UK, then na bushia ben na wunim. These are the things I'll be in the interview. Normal self their partner's general background, family and immigration history, in case you are worried paying. But I don't know, many home office in your dream. Say, the other party in person be disclose here to me. Na minima, and a biomoso no living arrangement, sign a motie. Oti han on tia na say, Munina mutifie. Bakum. How na ye kwatwetwe nsɛmba no. So ko kase mu nyina mutifie bakum a. Onfa nso obebusa we na no pa mo sori ye de na mo ye. Interview no mu nkombo mo.
Okay, we can separate.
Yes. Inti ebia na no padeɛ na wabusa bɛrima no. Ɔbaa ne ba na ebusa the same thing ne a sɛ ano ne bɛkɔ kora.
To omano ankokro dia na say ebia ene sorry eno ye dware ye di we ebia ye di jollof wo so ye koye da bi ye di jollof ye num koko.
That is it.
Mm.
And so the arrangement for the proposed marriage or civil partnership, arrangement when a man make it towards Mawarian. And I'm future plans. Basically, this is what the interview is all about. Mohonsem.
Hey, lawyer, how long is the notice a year period and when can I get married?
How long? And I just started, say
Yeah.
you need to 29 days, after the publication, till after that, as soon as possible, wait to me, I worry.
Lawyer, yen shad you. Question yi me sure say nuanu bebre no a ehwe me bebusa. Aware a nipa ba akoko fie. Na ekoba ne sese ne ewuken. Nipa no ye disable, papa no ye disable. Oba ne kofi. O ye disable obede no no so akofie, wontumi ntu kwan.
Mebo, disable, no? One only sponsor, nana.
On na sponsor no.
Okay. On in krata, why na adwin sell person worry oba no.
Yes. British
Oba ne dia
citizen.
woni krata.
Oba ne nkrata.
Yo.
Omo try asombe wo oba ne ntumi amfa yefunu.
Okay.
It is here so oba ne kofi. Oba no so apene, voluntary wo kofi. Obede disable no.
I'm afraid say was so no so come back. No koye no wa de neighbor.
There's a disability, no, the challenges, no, changing the trying so to quite.
Ane.
That's one to mean to quite.
Obeba raising na to assume na home office bedia and also ho.
Eti, I know this, what will be the procedure? Procedure, and the best, Oba ne be ya warrior, no, na Bemana,
In
invite
this case,
number.
no, Obesa o chair me say Bema no ntimi coffee.
On to mean coffee. Oh, yeah,
Dear
oh,
dinner
yeah,
want to coffee.
oh, yeah, a disabled person, or no one, Abrabone come man, it is said, yeah, to me, physically.
One of the your programs nibi make kind about your say ubako who GP.
Yeah.
Now GP are refer to consultant.
Okay.
Now consultant are your assessment. No are making a report. Emma me example about case I may handle here.
Yes.
Inti se man feel say the disabled no entimi man into kwaya. I was so yes idea way now.
Okay. I said a friend is the GP no it me refer no Emma consultant, not
Yes.
consultant. No. Okay.
Yeah, because me back could be I use to Article 3, medical grounds. The private life, almost you won't go fee. No other dialysis so. Consultant report ni say what now play with 2 hours will be. In this case, home office demand.
Okay.
These are the things a man case near exceptional circumstance.
All right.
It is of few or exceptional circumstance. Obetumi agye report documentation to support it.
Because onse send you nua ba ye obeka ye no ato de bi kra no a wo kono kra na home office for no so kra sai pollutu adwene menko na nipa yi kra na ye nkrata ntia onya ne nkrata na oba a obekwa kware be ma foforo ana okwa kware oba foforo and these are we can maybe ana madam for be o se chale we were forced to advise people give them this advice, for them to decide what to choose. Say, Bema no, enkra tentra, and now Obano a enkra tentra. anytime na sa question we ne ehia say me dey to wanim no, because some people have come into the inbox omubusa these questions no. Now, lawyer, ma membusa asem we twa to na menja ma wonko. Ye kan ware ni nyina no nipa ne ware wo kurum ha. Ye refuse no. See ni yeso wonko fi. No coffee ware be no sa akoko ware because of a British marriage certificate. Eno no coffee awokwa akoyede.
Tio, Mami explaining that side. I think that it came out last
Yes.
the last meeting, no?
Yeah.
Wednesday, no? And yet, sir, now what you are doing, no, Monsieur Uncle Few. You're very careful. Ne leave a one new chroman, one near sitting out chroma. Into one near sitting out chroman, won't me apply for leave. I want any day the time or ya warrior no sitting out. Into one registrar no, no. I'm for now my home office. But what train I'm na sitting na what apply to the home office, you know. And the home office no. You nim say what worry. But application is say when you are sitting wo chrome untimi nya no wa. Sana se kire.
It is ono nipa no. Oko Ghana no application be no kwa kwesa application no oba beema no a ono ya ma oba no beka so okọ back to Ghana na
There be how we are confused no. Okuta marriage certificate British for Edimano. In the application oba say may apply for entry clearance as a spouse.
Okay.
Into Okofia and ya fe no sa kwakoya ware fufuro bio. The entire yes you won coffee ni say wo ya ware no one for application to wo ma ne visa okuta no ewuye. Inti wama na ewu no ena na o say opese wo de na ware application. Ena home office say partner route no chere say e was say
Who are sitting na
wo krom ha no mo so opese wo ya application no wa ha. Enye sadi akofie na be ma ne mefa wo fifie wo British nkrata no emfa wo mbra UK.
because ono oba no the COS no and the buy na COS ni mu no odi jai nipa na no ware no mokọ ware ana wotena wa sen go hwe nim sen ka na adwuma na wo ye no adwuma na wo ye no ebe ma no extension ana o man fa ama no ana o mo de no nsu kokotu mu iti o mo de no nsu kokotu mu no nsu ya mfa ama oba no this oba no se na ewu ken onko fie no onko ye a friend saying entry clearance.
Yes. As a spouse of a person settled in UK or a British citizen.
Nti ono no eno so ono ne kunu no enko bi. Na mom no obema na ye na ye voluntary no jaa no ho akofie.
Yes.
Na wo kofie a eno no application no odu fie no obetumi ahya application ase.
Yes, odu wa obetumi ahya ase.
Okay. Na no betumi aye no okruma, ne kunu betumi aye no okruma nso ama no.
Ane, ye bebre wo krom ha no mo.
Jo. Ene mesere o menu a oba me inbox mu o YouTube, oba me inbox mesere Bomodiana Fred lawyer Francis MB solicitors. We lawyer say picking crime. Nyadia afi na wo kono akwa di 6 months ansa na mahye mo enkrata no ase. O mo marriage certificate grade mo upper hand. Iti Fred MB solicitors 0208 264 4800. And after lawyer Francis, it was 079 46 77 2439. Mr. Walfra book for consultation. Now, so bought me din so account. Na open FB solicitors ye chair kwanya. Ye were backing. Na your address a suite E&F the clockhouse. Your postcode near IG 11 8EQ. IG 11 8EQ. I'm saying lawyer akyerɛkyerɛ mu sɛ wo no wonkɔ nsa nkɔware aware ebiem wowɔ certificate ne dada na deɛ wohia no yɛ entry lawyer den
entry clearance as a spouse of a person settled in the UK or a British citizen.
Prof no I didn't say good trim sɛ nkwan hey professor prof you better was say and everything you need to know about getting married in the UK no part 2 and the buy we me sure wa open part 1 and part 2 na hwa Oko Dr. Ren TV ewo ho mesrewa na hwe lawyer actually mama na me hu ekwan e be fa so ebetumi aware lawyer nso am ate ase se enye hu se voluntary no ankasa obekọ fie na ometumi aboa no masade waba krom ha eno no ehu bia enim enti ti ase Patrick number FB solicitors number lawyer Francis 079 079 46 46 77 77 24 24 39 39 itu kan nyina bom 079 46 77 24 39 we sure say menua dako onsa aka number no lawyer edi na odi beja because omo hwe no ba ko de ono de wafutu no an no de wo hia enti ene yedi adisia no abawie no edi ena wo edema oh my Ghana fo a yetiwa ye hwew ewo United Kingdom
Yo me da say Dr. Rain say Danny then also your Wednesday 7 to 8 and your Saturdays which is 12 to 1. Your program no, which is the Legal Digest, FB solicitors and the Bremo no. Dear me person make can I say dear me the best say say hopefully it's not nyame adoma a Mother's Day. Yes, sir. Say a man more platform so no. FB solicitors I wish you a more happy Mother's Day. To start with. And your man any hope.
no correct
Me wish you no happy Mother's Day. Maybe
oh wow beautiful
me mpaebɔ ne sɛ ɔbɛkɔ so a nyankopɔn bɛma n'akoma so adeɛ yo deɛ ɛsae a mepɛ sɛ yɛka anaasɛ advice a mede bɛma ɛne ɛnɛ yɛ mede sɛ wɔaraise that issue no sɛ wopɛ sɛ yɛma clarification about sɛ waware wɔ ha ɔkɔyɛ nkrataa yɛrefuse so ne saa adeɛ no ɛnyɛ deɛ woka n'asɛm no nko a na ɛwɔ that situation because the yehu ne say technicalities be wom. Now when ya lawyer wonim de oya tembia no you end up wasting your time and paying money or resources because fine moya aware no ha at that time ma moya aware no na mo me enu nyina won krata ka 6 months grana mo won krata I was a registrar no wo ya aware no mamo but yen hwe home office side no okoye application at that point in time no na won krata na winning krata how the ya home office ehwe wo won hwe aware na waware wo krom ha no but mostly yen crofo ni so hu ni say oh me dem aware wo krom antie wo say anka home office di mami there be home office nhwe ni sa because the timeline now we are aware na won krata who your applications say na winning krata and don't expect say it was a home office di mami
all because we cry aware ho krata
that is it. I know your mistake. I was say you're very careful about that. Into Mr. Amo, who worry ha? What it is in this so who the COS ni be and as a skilled worker ni be ne buyer. let's look at it. We are the main applicant. So visa you have the chance to remarried again. But before then, I was say we jawari and son I was our review. And I was say we are the Uber Home Office amadiye. Fine. Yan say we a dependent partner. What's our share will be for one crata British EU settlement. Hono technicality a woman say uja waria automatically uja fanko home office no. Home office edikai you pre-exempt say or mama 60 days to either switch or go back home.
We didn't switch now. When you switch, no.
What be you overstay?
I'll be overstaying. No.
So we application crack home officer on be refuse.
Tinadwene say enam say abrante ne British citizen kwa de a o maware a o kura ho nkrata de ne 60 days ne pa ho no kura no mo de 2 mu no kura no nim say still ano e be fa
e de be ma no it one with that technicality about be sema ono na anhu ni sa the advice I me be try to one is
Mr. pa ho 2 weeks.
Yeah. Advice I me de be ma ni say bibia wo ye bia no efa onkrata sem ewo UK ha say wunni a who idea seeking for advice because it will save you a lot of things, i.e. time and money. Because you will say it be said time and time waits for no man. And Chromano, the moment I would do now be see o'clock no at a kick up. Who bet you when you the 20-30 years for Gruma?
Yeah.
No abusa who said, dear Baina, mitimi ye.
Ghana the Ottawa, Afrino, a chapa and sana bao. By Chroma out here, Afrin Chabao. Hey, lawyer, Neri, yes, I said, January in the old match here, you do 14.
Because I same way. This year, January by as one baby. You have a co Easter.
Clock never call ever con a
so you see how our new messy call our hanum no. Tis a whooper, now one prioritize it on crata sema. Why may I bet you when you know now I can chrome hanum.
And no, Madame for big can say UK cronim no. Oba. Why when you idea ye 6 months, no bet you do 6 years never.
Yes. And what down for knowing what? Yo, inti dia mini be chat to okra ne say eya bibia ye bia no ye ma ye need na ho na ye seek advice on that. And e biomu so no enye say ye bomo ye mamu ye ma hihye wo mo because ye who say stop and search no ya dawson. Obi beka say oh na say normally London pay. Enye London pay.
Swansea, Manchester, Liverpool, you know, Leeds.
Krasi outside London, or start this idea. Omo ya identity checks.
Me crash back.
Your mabano. Timisamo onama no aye extra careful. Yo, Dr. Rain, a biom she besa da wase. Say, and then so was I saw you move for your legal digest, you know. FB solicitors near the Bremo. Me and me casa a friend lawyer Francis. Wednesday 7 to 8. You better Asia. Yo, Mama bye.
Open lawyer Francis, a friend on a book consultation on these numbers 079 46 77 2439 079 46 77 2439. Friend, the book for consultation. Your office line is so 0208 0208 264 264 4800. Call us working hours. Now we will respond to you. Nyame Aduma Wednesday, you say share 7 to 8 p.m. Shannon so and tell a friend to tell a friend. Yeah, that we Lawyer Francis. Yeah, that's it. Thank you so much. Sir.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.